Hey guys, it's Heaven and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to record today's video, but first I just want to say make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, which is going to be right here, and then make sure you guys also subscribe if you like these videos and give it a thumbs up if you want to see more college videos. So as you can tell, this is going to be a college themed video today, which is super exciting for me because I graduated college in 2017 and I'm 21 years old. So I dual enrolled while I was in high school, so I had those first 2 years I got done through high school, and then I went ahead and I went to a university. And so I was only in university for 2 years and I did like the dual enrollment, so I have like a unique experience, but I also have like, it was like a fast college experience, and there was just a lot that I think I learned and picked up because I was there for such like a short amount of time. And so right now I should be going into my senior year at Stetson University, but instead I work like a normal 9-to-5 job, and I regret it in some ways, but I can go into that like my college experience video and like post-grad video and everything. If you guys are interested, just let me know and I will record it. But yeah, I'm making a lot of hand gestures today. But yeah, so I wrote down like, I think it was like 16 things on my phone that I wanted to talk about with you guys, and so I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of like what I wish I knew before I went to college, and just like stuff I wish I knew before like my freshman year. This could even be stuff like you might want to know before you like transfer to a college, etc., or even just like what I wish I knew after graduating high school. So yeah, first one is that you're probably gonna lose friends, and your friends from high school, and it doesn't matter if you guys are like the closest people right now or at any point. At some point, that group, you guys are all gonna go to different high school or colleges, and even if you go to the same college, there might be, you might not be friends anymore. And I don't mean this in like a sad, depressing way. Like, you should cherish your time with your best friends that you have as of now, but just know that like at some point you guys might not be friends anymore. And what happened, at least in my personal opinion, was I've pretty much stayed best friends with almost every single one from high school except the one person that I thought I would never lose, that would be in my life forever and ever, would be like my maid of honor, the one person that I thought I would have forever. And stuff happens, I understand. You go to different colleges, you kind of change as you grow up and everything, things happen, people move away, but luckily I still have my bestest friend, Maddie Kaufman. I probably shouldn't say her last name, but yeah, I still have my best friend Maddie. And so yeah, so I mean, you're gonna lose friends, but you're gonna gain some awesome friends and some awesome experiences. So like, don't let it get you down too much. Just make sure you cherish your time with your friends. And yeah, the second one is is that it's okay to fail a test. It's okay to fail 2 tests. It's okay to fail 3 tests. Just like, make sure you understand and you learn from each time you fail a test, because I can definitely speak for failing tests, because the first test that I had was actually during sorority recruitment, because we don't have recruitment. I'm talking really fast, but basically we don't, at Stetson, we didn't have recruitment at the beginning before classes started. It's during classes start, but it's like a month in. So you're getting hit with tests, you're getting hit with everything. And so it was my first week of tests. And even the first day of recruitment, I almost missed because I got like a stomach bug or something. And yeah, that was fun, but I still made it. I made it, and I took my test, and I'd emailed my teacher or my professor before, and I told him that I was sick, and like he was like, oh, you can take it later if you want. But I was so determined to take that test because it was like my first real test, and I totally bombed it. And it was in like my favorite class too, which was really sad. But yeah, just if you fail a test, just make sure you can like get back up from it, and just make sure that you try extra hard on all the other tests, and you should be fine. Don't let you down too much. Even if you're like a straight A student right now, I had like a ridiculous GPA in high school, and I failed so many tests, so many quizzes. But once you learn and once you get the hang of it and like how to study for college, because it's so different, you are definitely going to learn and know how to do it. Next one is that this is kind of like, I don't know how to put this, but basically going Greek or joining a sorority or fraternity isn't the only way that you can make friends. Because just speaking for myself, I know that I really didn't even, I have a weird sorority experience, so I have a weird experience in a lot of these things, but that's the only way you can make friends. And don't feel like, oh, I'm in Greek life, I have to only be friends with people that are in Greek or that are in my sorority, because no, there are girls in other sororities and there are girls that are in other organizations that maybe didn't join Greek life that you could be best friends with. So just make sure you're kind of wary about that you don't only need to be friends with people that were in Greek life. You don't only need to be friends that were in with people that are in your sorority. Like, branch out. It's like such a big thing. Like, I know that once you're in that like mindset of being Greek and being in a sorority, you don't feel like you can get out of it, or like not get out of it, but like be friends with other people. But just know that like you always can, and it's so easy to meet new people. Okay, this one pertains to people like myself. So my college was only 35 to 45 minutes, depending on where I took, away from my house, and it was only about 30 minutes away from my boyfriend's college. So on the weekends, I either went home or I went to my boyfriend's apartment, which was great in some aspects because I got to go to UCF all the time, which is why I will love UCF for the rest of my life. Go Knights. But I think that it's so important that if you have somebody that's close to you, or if you have a house that's close to you and you don't live on campus, like, don't just stay away from campus on the weekends. Make sure you go to campus on the weekends, and make sure you're like engaging and joining groups and talking with people. This is like one of my biggest regrets from just college and everything in general, because I just left. And I think I would have had a very different college experience if I would have stuck around. And I mean, things happen. You may not want to be there every single weekend. You may want to go home if you have that choice, but just make sure that you're being mindful of how much time you're spending at home and how much time you're spending at college, because you only get 4 years, and once those 4 years are over, it sucks. Okay, this one goes out to people like myself. It's okay to change your major, and you might change your major once, you might change it twice, you might change it 3 times. I know people that changed their major like 5 times and then went back to their original major. Like, you do you. Like, if you are getting through these classes and you start to realize that you don't want to be in a certain major, you don't have to be in that major. No, nothing is keeping you from being in that major. I know that some people are like, well, my parents want me to be in this major. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Seriously, take it from someone who graduated with a degree she wishes she had a different degree in. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just change your major. Get it over with. Tell your parents. Be like, this is what I want to do. And this especially goes for people that want to do a creative major and have their parents pushing them to do something like business or law or political science. Like, no. Do what you want. Change your major. It doesn't matter. If you want to be a freaking elementary school teacher instead of a lawyer, nobody's going to care. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just want to get that through everybody's head, because I wish I had a marketing degree, and instead I have one in public management. And I started off as a political science major who wanted to be a freaking prosecuting attorney, so it doesn't matter. Alright. This one is also pertaining to me, but could pertain to other people. So, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. You might realize you don't want to go to graduate school, or you might realize you don't want to go to doctorate school, or you don't want to be you don't want to be a doctor, you don't want to be a lawyer, you don't want to go to graduate school, you just want to do your 4 years and you want to get out and join the working world. Cool. Nobody cares. Like, I just have to put it out there, because I thought I was going to be a lawyer, and I felt so much pressure to become a lawyer, and that was like what I was doing. Like, when I was talking, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a lawyer. But things happen. You change. Your personality changes, like mine. Everything changes. Your style changes. So if you decide at some point that you don't want to put yourself through another 4 years and you don't want to get more student loans, like, it's okay. Just know that you may even decide you want to go to graduate school on the flip side, and you were just like, oh, I just want to do my 4 years and get out, but then you decide you want to further your education. So it really doesn't matter. Just make sure, I'm like moving all around, I have too much coffee. Just make sure that whatever you choose to do, you're like super excited with it and like super happy about it, and that's what matters in the end, is that you feel good at the end of the day with your decisions. And if you want to go to school, more school, go. But if you don't, you might not want to. And you might figure this out in your freshman year, like I did. I think I figured it out in about 2 months that I was done, and I didn't want to go to law school. So, next one. This goes out to the people who maybe don't live close to home, and they spend every weekend on campus, every weekend doing this, and probably somewhere between like October and November, you're gonna be burnt out. Like, you're gonna need to do something. And that's when I say it's okay to change your scenery once in a while. If one of your roommates lives close to home and they're going home a lot, maybe just ask if you can like go with them, or even if one of your friends are going home a lot and they offer you, say yes. You would have so much fun, especially if you're in a different state and you guys get to go somewhere else. Like, I know that my school wasn't too close to the beach, but some people's houses were close to the beach since I'm from Florida. So, you know, just make sure you say yes to new experiences, and make sure you change your scenery in a while. And by like that, it's something as simple as going to a different coffee shop instead of going to the same one you go to every day. Just do something different for yourself. Like, make sure that you're still practicing like self-care in college, and just make sure that you keep changing your surroundings so you don't get the feeling of being burnt out, if that makes sense. But yeah. So my next one is that it's okay to realize that you want to transfer schools. Some people have this idea when they graduate high school that they're gonna love the college they go to, and that it's the college for them. Or people in my area, like, I got a huge scholarship to the school to where I was virtually paying nothing, so it just made sense for me to go to that school, because the other school I wanted to go to, which was UCF, I'd be paying a lot of money, so it just made sense for me to go to Stetson. But if you guys decide somewhere between you need to transfer schools because it's just the school doesn't have what you want that big school vibe, or you want that small school vibe, you need the bigger classrooms, you need the smaller classrooms, whatever it is, just make sure, like, obviously make sure like it's in your realm, like you can do this, like it's actually something that can happen, because you don't want to transfer schools, I want to go back, but just make sure that it's what you really want to do, and it's totally okay to get there and realize that maybe you didn't pick the right school. Okay, so the next one is basically, if you're saying you're looking at this right now, you're about to go to college, and you're like, I'm not going to be one of those people who party, I'm not going to be one of those people who drink. Almost everyone does it. I'm not saying that every single person does it, and if that's like your moral values, you don't want to, then you don't have to, and don't ever feel pressured to do that just because everyone else is doing it. But there's a good chance that that's what you're going to do, and you're going to want to go to the parties, and you're going to want to meet all the boys, you're going to want to do all the fun stuff. And if you do it, just be safe, be smart. That's just the most important thing. Like, obviously it's so cliche, but don't take drinks from strangers. And I don't care if your friend's like, oh, this frat is my boyfriend's frat and it's amazing. Like, just don't take the drinks from, if you're watching. You can't, like, I can't explain it. Just make sure you're being smart. And I know that it's hard for me to say don't take drinks from strangers, because someone's gonna hand you a shot and free alcohol and you're gonna be like, okay. But seriously, just make sure you're being smart. And another tip is that if you are going out for the night, if you have like a little night table or something, what you need to do is you need to put like Advil and a Gatorade right next to you, so that way once you get home from going out, you can just pop that and drink some of the Advil, because you'll feel so much better in the morning, trust me. So just make sure that is something that you do, and make sure you're being smart about where you're going and who you're going with. Okay, so the next one is make sure you're getting involved in activities and organizations outside of Greek life, if you're in Greek life, that is. I just know this is from my personal experience, so just make sure that you do something other than Greek life. It's so important for you to meet other people other than people that are in your sorority, fraternity, blah blah blah, everything. I joined an organization, which is Young Life, and that was the best decision I've ever made of my life. And I didn't really know too much about it before college, but once I went into it, I became a wildlife leader, and I was a wildlife leader for 2 years while I was at college. I had to stop it, unfortunately, when I got a job, because I couldn't get off every other Wednesday, but it was easily, hands down, the best decision I ever made was to join Young Life, and I made so many good friends, and some of my best friends now are like 8th and 9th graders, but it's fine. Like, just make sure that you do something else, and even if you're like hesitant about it, just go for it. I mean, you can always leave the organization, so just go for it and just do it, because you never know what you'll get off of it. Okay, this one's kind of a given, but try in school. Like, I don't care if you're like, oh, my friend's doing this and doing that, so I can do that too. Every person's different, so you may need to study more than your friend does, or you need to study less than your friend does. It just depends on your like current course load, your classes, your major, everything. Just be smart, and like, it's not cool not to try. I should tell myself that, because I wasn't a great student in college, but now, like, looking back at it, I wish I was more, and I wish I would have been more engaged and involved with like my actual schoolwork, like the whole reason you're there. So just make sure that you're actually trying, and like you're doing your homework and tests, and you're not just like, I'll do it later. Don't procrastinate, just get it done. This one is one of the biggest things that I can say, and that's to work out and eat healthy. I'm gonna do a whole video on the freshman 15 and maybe how to avoid it, where I went wrong, and my fitness journey from that point on. But it's really, I know it's really easy to eat bad, because your hallmates are going to want to order a pizza, or if your roommate's going to want to order a pizza, and like obviously you're going to take it. And don't necessarily like say no, like I'm not gonna take it. Just make sure you're eating things in moderation and you're not just eating terrible food. Eat some vegetables, eat some protein. Just make sure you're being smart about it. The easiest way to do this is just to download MyFitnessPal and just plug in everything that you're eating during the day and just watch it, just to make sure you're not going completely overboard, because it's so easy to eat terrible with all the free food that's going around, alcohol, everything. It's so easy to gain weight, and especially if you were an athlete like I was in high school, you think that you're not going to gain weight because you ate whatever you wanted in high school or something along those lines. Just make sure that you work out and you eat good, and yeah, it'll be rewarded. Okay, sorry, I might have just moved. I just had to fix my camera because it was about to run out of memory. But basically what I was saying about eating healthy and eating and exercising and all that stuff is just, you don't have to kill yourself to work out during college. Like, if you can't do it one day, it's okay. Like, study for a test instead of working out, but make sure you still take that time for yourself. Even working out 3 or 4 days a week, you're gonna thank yourself in the long run. And I know that the campus gym seems intimidating, but nobody's like watching you and what you're doing. They're all like focused on themselves. So just like go after it and make sure that you are lifting safely, but just know that nobody's gonna sit there and judge you for working out. It doesn't matter what you look like nobody cares if you're in the gym. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a whole video on freshman 15 and everything. If that sounds interesting, guys, just let me know in the comments down below so I can go ahead and record that video. But yeah, I say but yeah a lot, and I move around a lot, I know. And the last one and my last final tip is, don't take it for granted. I know it sucks to live in a dorm room sometimes, share a room with another person, and to feel like you have no privacy, and there's just so many like things you're gonna be like, oh, I can't wait till this is over. But seriously, don't take it for granted. There are so many things that I wish I could change about my freshman year, my experience, and just as like that once it's over, you don't get to go back. Like, you never get to redo college, you never get to redo your freshman year. There's like no redos. I mean, there's no redos in life in general, but especially in college, like, it should be the best 4 years of your life, hands down. Like, you will make the best friends, you will have the most like fun time, and once it's over, it sucks. Like, it sucks that it's over. Take it from someone who's been graduated from a year, 4 year. There's great things to being graduated, and there's some like negatives. I guess there's pros and cons to everything in life, but just know that don't take a second of it for granted, and don't say no to things because you're scared. Like, just go after it. And now that I'm done all being all motivational and stuff, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see a video based on the things I wish I knew before graduating college, let me know, because I feel like that could be really helpful for some people, especially people who are like me, because I was just like, I'm just gonna graduate college and like it's all done and it's over, and you think that life's gonna be great, but sometimes things don't happen exactly the way you plan them to happen. So if you guys want me to do a video on that, let me know, and subscribe to me if you want to see more of college advice or life advice or anything like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.